Hi friends, in today's business standard editorial, they are talking about a science topic more than a finance topic. So we will see what it is. It is talking about the India's three-stage nuclear program, which was developed by the father of Indian nuclear program, Sri Homi J. Bhabha, in the 1950s itself. And recently, last week, the stage 2 has achieved criticality. What does criticality mean? What is this three-stage nuclear program? What are the implications and all we will see. India holds, this is just a background, India holds 25% of the world's thorium reserves. It is found in the sands of Indian beaches, especially South India. Thorium has many industrial uses like alloys, lighting and catalyst. But in India's nuclear context, it centers on energy production. In order to make India energy self-sufficient, Homi J. Bhabha, father of Indian nuclear program, proposed a three-stage nuclear model in the 1950s. The final stage of this three-stage model, where we could theoretically create infinite energy, would require thorium. That is where the Indian thorium comes into the picture. First, we have to understand what is this three-stage nuclear program. This is a very basic explanation for a common man to understand. So as the name suggests, there are three stages. In the first stage, it is called a basic reactor or pressurized heavy water reactor, its official name. The 22 Indian nuclear power plants in India are belonging to this category, this pressurized heavy water reactors. It does a simple job. It uses the raw uranium that we mine up from the earth, and the uranium U-238 is naturally occurring with some U-235 also. Anyway, these atoms are split naturally to produce heat and electricity that provides a part of the electricity that India is transmitting through its grids. So the waste in this stage 1, the waste product or the spent fuel of stage 1 contains valuable plutonium-239. Most of the countries discard this, that is they throw it away in the deep seas, but India is reusing this plutonium-239. Then comes the stage 2. This is fuel multiplier and it is called fast breeder reactors. India has a prototype only, so it is called prototype fast breeder reactor. As the name breed suggests, in this stage multiplication of something is happening. So the fast breeder reactor means the breeding, that is multiplication of something is happening in this stage. Plutonium-239, we already saw that is a waste product from stage 1 that is mixed with natural uranium as a fuel for the stage 2. India's prototype fast breeder reactor at Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu achieved criticality last week. That is why this is in the news right now. Criticality means it breeds more plutonium-239 plus uranium-233 than it started with. So we supplied plutonium-239 to this stage 2 as a fuel, but what we see is that it is breeding more plutonium-239 as an output plus uranium-233. Now comes the stage 3, that is the self-sustaining thorium reactor, also called thermal breeder reactor. Here also the term breeder is there. So the moment you see breeder term, it means that something is being multiplied. Uranium-233 and plutonium-239 from the stage 2 is mixed with thorium in stage 3 as a fuel. Here also breeding takes place, breeding uranium-233 from thorium-232. Thorium-232 absorbs a neutron in the reactor to become thorium-233. Thorium-233 is highly unstable, so it immediately decays into uranium-233. This uranium-233 causes another thorium-232 to become thorium-233, which again decays to uranium-233, so that a chain reaction is happening. A fissile material that can split and release energy is this uranium-233. Anyway, at the end of this chain reaction is what will be sustaining the third stage. And here breeding takes place. That means more uranium-233 will be produced from what little is supplied. The only input we have to add is the thorium, which India has plenty of. Why this three-stage nuclear program becomes important? The stage 1 uses imported uranium. That is, India only has about 1% of the global reserve, so we have to import the uranium. So we at the end we have to reduce this dependence of our Indian energy needs. We are depending on the third countries to satisfy our needs, so we need to reduce this. So the stage 1 uses this imported uranium. India currently has 22 stage 1 reactors. So in the stage 2, we don't import that much because we are recycling the waste product of the stage 1 itself. That waste product plutonium is mixed with a little pure uranium, that is naturally occurring uranium, as a fuel is used. It is used as a fuel in stage 2. But when we come to stage 3, we don't need any more importing, because in stage 3 the inputs are the byproducts of stage 2 as well as thorium, which India has in plenty, and this produces a chain reaction, a closed loop, meaning we don't have to import any more uranium. This would ensure that India's energy is independent. India's energy is self-sustaining for centuries to come. The biggest challenge, though, is that safety in stage 2 is a problem. In stage 2, the coolant that we use is liquid sodium, and this poses extreme safety risk. It spontaneously ignites in air and creates hydrogen explosion upon contact with water. Very, very risky. Global examples of failed stage 2. Many countries have closed down their stage 2 reactors because of this safety issue. The largest ever fast breeder reactor, that is the stage 2 reactor, in France was shut down 12 years after connecting to the grid. In that period, it been operation only for 18 months, just for 18 months of the 12 years. Japan's best known fast breeder opened in 1986, but in the 3 decades of connecting to the electricity grid, 30 years, it only generated electricity for a single hour. So that much problems the stage is having. Therefore, for India also, more than the achievement of reaching criticality, the biggest challenge will be to sustain the nuclear plant in a safe environment. But none of this should stand in the way of us proceeding towards the stage 3 of the nuclear program, because that would change the face of Indian energy production. Anyways, let us congratulate the Indian scientists who have achieved this very good feat, and kudos to the Indian scientist. Thank you.